Thank you for joining us. My name is Rocco Wunderle, certified facilitator, and we have a topic which is out of the box. And we are going to have a live class in Belgrade on the 20th and 21st of September. It's a 2-whole-day class. It has such an amazing price, like €300, and for the 2 days. And it is a class for everyone who is somehow, some way stuck in their life. Like, it's an English term, getting out of the box, because box means somehow at some area of your life, you keep functioning from the same situation, you keep staying in the same state, and you can't see how you could get out of it. It can be very simple, like you are working as an employee and you would like to get out of this situation and start your own business, or you are at a certain level, let's say you have your own company and you would like to move further, or simply just in your whole life, you are stuck with your health, stuck with your relationship, or general in your whole life, you feel stuck. And sort of like everything you tried, you keep running the same circle, round and round in your life. And so what if this can be really something that profoundly can change your life? Like what are those questions, and what is that approach to your situation that you never looked at? Because this whole thing, as I say, this is the general topic of the class, but also it includes lots of live facilitation. So you can bring your own topic, like which is that area where you feel stuck. And during these 2 days, we are going to go through this. Like everyone will receive like facilitation for their questions in their own topic. And especially the interesting part is that other people's sort of like awareness and questions can contribute to everyone else. So it can be some really profound change in your life. Okay, so yeah, what is that situation that keeps you in that same state? And what have you decided and what have you made vital, valuable, real, and significant? Like, what is your belief system that makes you keep saying to yourself that this is unchangeable, or you have no possibility to change it, to get out of it? And everywhere you made it vital, valuable, and real, everywhere you decided that there is no possibility to get out of it, but you now destroy and uncreate, eliminate and eradicate all of that for eternity. Right and wrong, good and bad, put and poke, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, bases, creations, and beyond. So what is it with your body that your body knows? And what is it with you as an infinite being that you know, that you are sort of like unwilling to look at or listen to or become aware of? That if you could be aware of, it would change everything for you, even right at that very moment. Like, what is it? What is that choice that you cannot see? Or what is that choice that you decided you cannot make that choice? So it would change your life if you would make it. Or what have you decided that you don't have the power, you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you don't have the energy, you don't have the skills, you don't have the knowing or the capacity to make that choice? Or simply just you don't have the power and the consciousness to even start the whole situation. And everything that brings up for you will you destroy and uncreate, eliminate and eradicate for eternity. So there is always something that we keep making significant. There is always something that we try not to see. Or even we look for a solution, we look for the change, but the way we look for, I mean, the way we try to do it, it's actually from the logical mind. Therefore, it's not going to work. So what would it take for everyone to start to ask more questions? Like in which many ways it could contribute if we would start to operate or work with different kind of questions that would change your approach to your situation. So what is the situation that you are stuck in that you would like to get out of? And actually, what is your awareness? If you get out of that situation, how much would your life change? And actually, how much you are comfortable or how much you get used to your actual life. And everywhere it makes you so, let's say, anxious or angry or stressed that, oh my God, it's not comfortable for me to stay in this state of what I am in at the moment. But actually, if you could get out of that situation, um, how much you are afraid of that the new situation will be something that you not get used to. Therefore, it would be another kind of challenge for you. Or how many people knows you the way you live your life, the way you are, and if you get out of that state, simply you may lose the connection to them, or you would lose the ways they can contribute or be present in your life. So everywhere you are afraid of changing your life, everywhere you get used to the actual state, everywhere it's more comfortable to stay who you are and where you are than moving into that totally new life or different life. And what is the energy of that different life? Like, how does it make you feel? Like, if you bring up the energy of that different life, how would that feel? What would make you be aware of? Actually, what is the energy of that for your body? Hey, I'm choosing to change my life, or I'm choosing to have a life like this, and you know what is that? What would that be like for me? What would it be like for my body? What would it change in my life? How much it would change my life? Or what have I made vital, valuable, and real and significant about the change that would show up in my life? Like how much you are sort of like afraid of the change, or how much you are frightened by not knowing what the change would be or how it would show up. Like how much you get used to the actual life you have and the actual situations you have. And if you could give it up, if that could totally change, then what would it be for you? And everything this brings up for you, everywhere it's frightening, will you now destroy and uncreate, eliminate, and eradicate for all eternity? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all 100 shorts, boys, powads, bases, creations, and beyonds. And actually, how much of this life that you get used to is actually working for you? And of course, you can say, oh my God, it's not working for me at all. But, you know, as you still keep living that life, at some level, you are sort of like connected to it. At some level, it's comfortable. So everywhere you try to fix something, sort of like, this is the only problem in my life. If I could change it, if I could fix it, then everything would be fine. And what if that's not even the problem? So everywhere you sort of like not looking at what is actually the thing to change because you cannot see that. And everywhere you get used to the way your mind, your logical thinking is working. Are you willing to give it up? The need for following your logical mind. Like, what if that would be the greatest possibility for you to get out of the box, get out of the actual situation by giving up your logical thinking? How much it would make you free, or how much it would liberate yourself if you would give up the usual thought pattern that you function from. And everything that brings up for you, will you destroy and uncreate, eliminate and eradicate? Right and wrong, good and bad, put and poke, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, bases, creations, and beyonds. And actually, the actual state you are in, how much it is maintained by the projections on you of the people around you. And are you willing to sort of like let go of these projections? First of all, are you willing to recognize that most of it are projections from other people? Like it's not even your thoughts, but it's the judgments, it's the projections, it's the points of view of other people that they projected on you. Like, who are you without needing to take these other people's points of view and take it as true for you? Like, how many times when we live our life, we live it from the points of view of others in order to match other people's points of view about us. Like, we could also say that how much you are trying to sort of like fulfill other people's ideas about what is the life and how you should live your life. And what if you could totally change it by simply giving up the need for making them happy? And actually, does it make them happy if you keep living your life your own way? Like everyone who is not believing in you, that makes you tired, that makes you angry, that makes you like giving up yourself and disempowering you, will you now, like, yeah, are you willing to let go of the need for matching their reality and matching their projections on you? And everything that brings up for you, that you have to stay loyal to their expectations, because otherwise you could not belong to them any longer. Like this, like, yeah, as long as you function from their projections and their expectations, it's sort of like make sure that you can belong to them physically, energetically, and all different ways of this reality. And will you now revoke, recount, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all these expectations and the need for matching these expectations? Right and wrong, good and bad, put and poke, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, bases, creations, and beyonds. Okay, like, who are you if you are not maintaining your loyalty to these people? And who are you if you would give up the character, the personality of you that you were kept building and maintaining for many, many years or even decades? Like, how much it is frightening to give up your past, like give up what you built up about who you are, what you showed, like giving up all the masks that you were functioning from about yourself. Like how much it could really work if you were willing to give it up and let it go. And everywhere you are afraid to let it go, everywhere you rather function from or try to fix it somehow, that there should be a way where I'm not giving up this need for loyalty or actually even people pleasing. Now, will you destroy, uncreate, eliminate, and eradicate all of that for eternity? Right and wrong, good and bad, put and poke, all 100 shorts, boys, forwards, bases, creations, and beyonds.
Oh.
Okay. Let's have a look of the questions. Okay, so yeah, I can read it out. One of the question, aside from our beliefs, what else is limiting us? And also another question connected to this, what can help us to recognize only the limiting patterns of behavior? Okay, so so it's when we say beliefs, actually all the beliefs are not from consciousness, but from the moment something is a belief, it will limit you because a belief would sort of like reject everything else that doesn't match the belief. So, and even it can be a positive belief, but still it will generate a limitation because anything that is greater than that, anything that is a greater contribution to you, you will reject it or not recognize it, or you couldn't see it around you as a possibility. So the beliefs are really limiting us. And everything that is not a belief, I mean, what is not a belief? Like a point of view is also working because it's a belief. Like basically, a point of view or a judgment is based on a belief because we believe in that. So belief is different from let's say consciousness. It's different from knowing things. Belief can be something that you make significant or you make it insignificant, like it doesn't matter. However, it could matter. So everything is a belief where you attach a point of view to it, a polarity you attach to it. So I would say if something is not a belief, then it should be an awareness. And oftentimes when there is a lie, we buy into a lie, so therefore it becomes a belief, or it becomes part of a belief, like part of a conclusion. Like a conclusion, oftentimes a truth with a lie attached to it. This is why it's not working. Or even if there is something that you know, like one thing, and you connect to it another thing that you also know, and you put the two things together. Maybe separately they would work, but when you put it together with a conclusion, from that moment, it's not working because it becomes a statement, which is, again, it's a point of view. So anything you make as a belief, anything that you make sort of like add a polarity to it, from that moment, it starts to limit you, starts to limit your awareness, starts to limit what you can create and what you become aware of. Okay. And another thing was what could help us to recognize the only limiting patterns in our behavior. Okay. From the moment something is a pattern, it will be limiting. So anything that you get used to, it will be limiting. Because if you do something at least at least once, but you get used to it, so from that moment, you are not present in your life. Anything that is a pattern, it means you are not present with it. You just keep sort of like repeating it based on a point of view, saying that this is how it should work. So from that moment, you don't ask questions. You don't sort of like follow the energy. You don't follow your awareness. You just you step on or click, or turn on the autopilot mode where you are not in charge, but the point of view will keep you running, will keep you acting. Okay. Another question is that if you are stubborn, that makes you not choose something or not go further with your life. How to change that? How to change to being stubborn? Okay. Like how many times
Oh.
did people try to change you? Or did people try to convince you? And sort of like you decided like what they say or what they, yeah. So there is one part when people are stubborn against other people's ideas. Another thing is when you are stubborn, um, sort of like against yourself. Like you have an awareness, but you keep doing what you get used to doing. So everywhere you are unwilling to follow your awareness, you are unwilling to give up what you what you are aware of or what you sort of like know that it would create greater. Everywhere you don't believe in that. Like everywhere you even recognize it, you overwrite it based on your actual points of view and belief system. These are the things that can keep you being stubborn and not listening to others and not listening to your own awareness. And okay, another question. How to go beyond limitations in future relationships? Okay. How much do you function from the unsuccessful past relationships, actual or past relationships? Like how much you function from the fear that it didn't work out in the past, so I couldn't make it happen in the future, or I'm afraid it will not work in the future. Like whatever I tried in the past, it didn't work. So I'm incapable to change things. And it can be your own limitations and it can be your partner's limitations or a future partner that you don't even know. Like you are afraid of that the partner you will meet is unwilling to change themselves or unwilling to care about you or look after you or be present in the relationship. Um, so are you willing to give up these points of view or these fears and your doubt and your judgments, especially your experience of past relationship? Like, how much you are unwilling to give up the past experience and all the promises, oaths, vows, fealties, communities, secret promises, and blood oaths you made regarding these situations of the past relationships. So therefore, you keep maintaining those examples, those situations, those points of view. You keep having that fear and doubt that it's not going to work out in the future as well. So are you willing to give up your past? Like anything and everything you made vital, valuable, and real about your past relationships, those people and yourself. Like everything you made vital, valuable, and real and significant about your ex-partners and their actions, and everything you made vital, valuable, real, and significant about yourself in the past in these relationships, and all the projections you have on future relationships and projections you have about yourself. Will you now destroy, uncreate, eliminate, and eradicate, and revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, all of that for eternity? Okay, so there is another kind of question, like what is my purpose? What should I choose next? What is happening around me? Or what is the universe telling me? So it means, in other words, like who I am. But what I would really simplify this question, it's about mm, recognizing that I cannot rely on my logical mind. I cannot rely on the people around me and what they say about what I should do. But I'm in that state of I don't know what I should do because I get used to like using my logical mind, and now I see it's not working. Like at least it's not bringing me those results that I would like to have in my life. And also that whatever people were telling or suggesting me, it's also was not working. So are you willing to sort of like be present with all energies and you know with the energy flows, like being present and willing to sort of like follow the energy of what you choose, because that is sort of like a big debate. Like, do I have a fate? Like, am I allowed to choose something else than what is my karma, or what is my purpose? Or if I choose anything, will that be in line with my purpose? And what if you can start simply just choosing? This is one of the things that people don't really like, to start choosing. But if you start to choose based on the energy of the choice, like you test it. Like, what is the energy if I choose this? Like, what will that add to my life? What will that bring up for me if I choose something? And you have your own example, what would you choose? And if you don't like the energy that comes up in your body, then you don't choose it. And are you willing to step into this sort of like being playful with questions and sensing the energy? And because then it's not let's say it's not a burden. Like oftentimes people don't like to ask questions because it feels like a burden for them. So what if you would truly sort of like willing to start asking questions and follow the energy that choice brings up? For example, what would you choose regarding your financial situation? Let's say it doesn't really matter how much do you earn now. It doesn't really matter what is your profession now. It wasn't the question. If you could choose anything, what would you choose? And if you say, "Oh, I would choose to be extremely rich and to have plenty of free time, so I could travel anywhere. I could spend my free time with my family, with myself, and so on." And what are the other things or other elements of being rich for you? In which many ways it would contribute to you, in which many ways it would be fun for you, it would be joyful for you to be rich. And are you willing to look into that? So all the other elements and looking at that thing from all directions, in which many ways it is a contribution to be rich. It's not about how I will become rich. The first thing is I'm choosing to be extremely rich. And what does it mean? Extremely rich. Or I'm choosing to earn such and such amount of money. And actually, what is the energy of that? And you just allow yourself to sense that energy. Of course, we would practice such things at the 2-day class. So everyone could go home with having these capacities. And also, I have some kind of exercise that would help you to bring up all your hidden beliefs about each topic, like your own topic. And you could also start to work with that and clear that, like during the class. So it would, like, you would have sort of like the actions, the tools, the steps that that would help you to go further, even after the class. Yeah, the question is, which areas of life are covered in the workshop? Yeah, as I mentioned, it's not just business, like all areas. It can be relationship, it can be your body, your health, financial reality, anything. Okay. Yes. Traveling and what was the second? Traveling and having fun. Uh-huh. Okay. So regarding the topic of traveling more in your life and having fun in your life, like how many limitations do we have about this? That you have to sort of like plan ahead if you want to travel anywhere, like not locally, not in your city, but if you would go away to a different country or overseas, and how much people are not choosing to travel and see other things in the world because of money or because of free time or because of the family that you have to look after your husband, your kids, and whatever, and you have to keep working. So therefore, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, you don't have the money. But what if you would choose to travel? And what is the energy by itself for you of traveling? And this is sort of like a question oftentimes about joy. And in whichever connection, like joy with your body, joy with money, joy with a relationship with your partner, I would say, what is joy for you? What is the quality? What is the energy? How does it make you feel when you are truly joyful? Like, do you have this energy? And would you allow this energy to sort of like to be added to your life, to the rest of your life, each and every day? Like, what is joyful for you? And what will it take for you to receive and have more things, more situations in your life that is joyful for you? Mm. Okay, another question, how to attract those people who think out of the box? Like those people who have a very different way of looking at life. And maybe just a question. Are you willing to ask them to show up in your life? Who are those people that you are unwilling to ask or you didn't ask to show up in your life, but you just need to start asking? Like, I'm choosing to have more people like this in my life who are thinking outside the box, who have a really adventurous way of looking at things and seeing things. Like, let's say you have like your reality is a contracted reality. And what would it take for people who have more space in general in their reality, more space, and who are more sort of like creative with their life? Okay, and there are questions like, what is life outside of limitations like? And is it possible to live outside of limitations? Um, okay, limitations are what we make significant. In other words, if you have no allowance regarding a topic, if you make it significant, vital, valuable, and real, from that moment it becomes a limitation because you gave up ease. With allowance, you can have more ease in your life. So are you willing to have allowance with the main topics that you sense is sort of like limiting you? Like how much we overthink on a daily basis of what happened to us or what people did to us or told us, and how much we sort of like function from the need of controlling all different aspects of life, or all the different elements of life. So if you would give up the need for control and choose more allowance and more space, how much it would allow you to start to think outside the box. Okay, there are such questions of how to reach such state of being limitless, how to get rid of the limitations, and so on. You know, these 2 days are really about that. So I'm inviting everyone to come and join us. And it's such a cheap class. It has a main purpose, so more people can join, more people can bring their energy, more people can let go of their limitations. Um, so what else is really possible to come and join on that date in Belgrade? Like it's on the 20th and 21st of September. So please make your registration. You can also do upfront payment to make sure, you know, um, that you can attend the class. It's also a commitment. It's a commitment, and anyone who pays, they start to receive the energy of the class, the energy of the clearings. It starts to make a movement, starts to move the energy. Okay. So what would it take? Because the thing is that as long as someone is functioning from like getting logged into or imprisoned into a box, into a very limited situation or space, um, that means they don't have ease with their life. And uh, more. Okay, there is a question if it is possible to take the workshop online. As I best know, it's not. It has to be live. So what will it take for anyone to join us live? And what contribution we can be to them? But I will double check this part anyway, and we will let you know personally. So what is it? What is the energy of being contracted in your reality? And what is the energy of being limitless? And okay. And what can it change if you choose being limitless? But what is your point of view? Like, what are your fears and doubts about being limitless that doesn't allow you even to register for the class? Because it so makes you freak out. So everything that makes you freak out to change your life, to change your situations, or even change your energy, therefore your whole environment would get freaked out. So everywhere you make other people more important and their sense of comfort more important than what you choose. So therefore you don't choose anything that would make them less comfortable, but they are less comfortable because they are not choosing big. But this way, if you listen to them, even if energetically, that makes you stop yourself to make them happy. But would it make them happy actually? Because no one else can be responsible, or no one else will take responsibility for your life. Even if they say, choose this, if you choose it and it doesn't work out well, they won't take responsibility. It will be yours because you made the choice and you went through that situation. So if your life is yours and anyway, you will take the responsibility for whatever you choose, then what will it take for you to start to follow the energy of your choice? So once you find something that would be fun for you and you choose that, you could make it happen because you sort of like, as you follow the energy of it, you keep making choices with ease that will take you closer and closer to actualizing your choice, to make it showing up in real life. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining us. The class will happen again on the 20th and 21st of September in Belgrade. So come and join us. If you have any question, feel free to turn to Vesna Kostic or Margareta Mudra or Valentina Stojanovic. They are the amazing organizers, and Margaret is a translator and also organizer for the class. So please ask them the questions. If they can't respond quickly, they will turn to me. So we will figure it out in which many ways we can be a contribution for everyone to be there at the class. So what energy, yeah, and what future you can create if you choose the class, and in which many ways it can bring change to you. And also how much it could contribute to the future that you desire to live and have. So wish you all to have so much fun and hope to see you very soon in Belgrade, live, face to face. And actually, again, how much fun and joy and ease we can have attending the class and having time together. So thank you again for the translation and making this thing happen. And thank you for all your questions, the amazing questions. And see you very soon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely night.
Hvala.
Hvala. Thank you.
Laku
Hvala.
noć.
Thank you.
Laku noć.
Laku noć,
Hvala.
hvala, hvala.
Bye-bye.